for a look at the media's role in sort of setting up this whole framing of the Trump raid, we turn to Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo. Raymond, you've been watching this play out this evening, and you notice kind of a choreography surrounding this story. What is it?
Indeed, Laura. Look, it happened over the weekend. On CNN, both Sunday and this morning, New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman was out flogging a story that she's covered before, the allegation that President Trump flushed documents down a toilet. She came armed with pictures this time, supposedly from a source, just in time to promote her new book. Haberman may well be the John the Baptist on this raid story. Watch this, Laura.
Gross and important, I think, are the two important words here. People are going to make all kinds of jokes about toilets and so forth. It would still be a story if it was a fireplace. And the point is about the destruction of records which are supposed to be preserved under the Presidential Records Act, which is a Watergate-era creation.
How curious, Laura. 2 days she went out flogging this story. The timing of this and the leaked pictures to Haberman making the rounds. It all does seem rather coordinated, predictable, and, as she said, gross and important indeed.
Well, she said tonight on another network that, no one knows where this is all going to go. And they've tried to get Trump before, and they impeached him twice. And I'm paraphrasing, but essentially the undercurrent was he emerges
I know, but Laura,
stronger.
That's not the point. The point is, as we've seen in the recent past, journalists are often used to trot information into the public domain, and then that becomes the predicate for federal action. We saw that with Michael Isikoff, who was at Yahoo News. He was the guy who carried the Steele dossier into the public domain. That became the justification for federal investigations and subpoenas, and on it went until they admitted there was nothing there. Now, earlier tonight, Dana Bash said that President Trump was trying to own the narrative, Laura, on this raid, but I don't know why she didn't say the media is also trying to own the narrative in between celebrating.
The idea that they would raid the home of a former president and search the home of a former president is obviously as big as stakes as you can have.
For the FBI to actually be knocking down doors in his home, is this a time that Americans can believe that perhaps the orange jumpsuit is forthcoming?
I think the national Democratic reaction is hallelujah. Now, whether that bears out, whether that continues on, we'll see.
This has been a slow road, but it's a road that will hopefully strengthen our American democracy, which has been very fragile these last few years in a post-Trump presidency.
The narrative is so plain, Laura. I mean, and if you listen to it all, as I have been all evening, here's the upshot. The Democratic Party finds itself in a difficult spot with gas prices, international worries, and inflation eating away at their bare majority. Going into these midterms, they've decided there's only one strategy that will work. We have to draft Donald Trump to run against. So this whole moment is now choreographed at this time before the midterms to drag Trump front and center, and to use him as the whipping boy while they cast themselves as, you heard it there, the agents and protectors of democracy.
Yeah, it's a screwed up strategy. I mean, I'm going to say this again. If they wanted to unite the Republican Party, if that was their goal, they're doing a great job of it. Like, I think they thought that Liz Cheney was somehow like aligning themselves with her on that January 6th committee was going to somehow like separate the party. I mean, there's the old establishment, but most Republicans just want Trump's policies back. Even if they don't like Trump that much, they loved his policies. Yeah. And they want that type of Republican in the White House, whether it's Trump or whether it's someone else. They don't want the old establishment. That is over. Those people are part of the problem here because every time, Raymond, they get into power, they play games. Like, we got to preserve the filibuster, so we're going to give the Republicans the Democrats the infrastructure bill. So that playing the sweet little old rules, that's got to go. Harmeet was right about that.
You have stark policy differences that are at play here. You had the American First Trumpism, and now you see Joe Biden's agenda. And Americans will have to decide that ultimately and get past all the rest of these theatrics. But remember, Haberman called this moment gross and important. Well, tonight historian Michael Beschloss used two other descriptors. Listen.
Let's pause for a second to look at how weird and horrible this is.
I take your description of what happened today weird and horrible, and imagine that one day my two daughters will read a history book where today goes down as weird and horrible.
Tomorrow is the day when you're going to want to buy the physical copy of the newspaper. You're going to want to buy it and fold it carefully, maybe put it in a little archival paper or parchment if you don't have that.
Laura, that is an amazing moment to hear Rachel Maddow, the Pied Piper of the entire Russian conspiracy narrative, this conspiracy theory that fell apart. She never apologized for it, by the way. I think she called Isikoff at one time, who was trying to apologize for it. She called him weird or something on her air and kind of called him out. This is an amazing moment when you have partisanship masquerading not only as journalism, but as history. People have to see through this, and I know it's hard to do so with these voices screaming at you over the top.
No, but what everyone has to understand is that everything we've heard about the Republicans are now, if they don't dump Trump, then they clearly want to destroy democracy, and they're going to be the wrecking balls to our entire constitutional system. This is from the same people who want to pack the court, who want to get rid of the Electoral College, who want to now use government and weaponize it against the American people, whether this, IRS Praetorian Guard or now search warrants and surveillance and subpoenas. So these are the people who are constantly ripping at the fabric of our founders, tearing down statues, celebrating police precincts being burned in Minnesota. And the Republicans and the conservatives are the trouble? This is ridiculous.
Well, not only is it ridiculous, Laura, to use their phraseology now, I guess we have to put two adjectives together. It's ridiculous and distressing in that while we are covering this raid and trying to figure out what's at play here, it provides a convenient distraction from what you probably didn't see by design. The current president of the United States visiting Kentucky flood victims. After his COVID hibernation, he was totally in charge today, Laura.
Can y'all hear me? Is this on? Yeah. We don't know that the rest of y'all, everybody else should be doing this. I said, what are you're kidding me. Seriously, what are you talking about? It's not like it's beyond our control. The weather may be beyond our control for now, but it's not beyond our control. What we're doing today, we passed yesterday, helping taking care of everything from health care to God knows what else.
He is the head of emergency management in Kentucky, and I've got to say, he and his team have been doing an incredible job.
I bet the governor there was hoping he'd do an incredible job masking with all the coughing. I mean, the man just got out of COVID quarantine. Now he's coughing all over everybody. But, Laura, you want to know why this is timed out for this moment? It's because of that moment. And I think everybody needs to take a hard look at it.
Well, Raymond, come on. It only took about, 45 seconds for him to get his jacket on as he came off the plane. That was enough.
I thought it was perfecting a comedy routine for a minute there, Laura. Maybe we'll show people that later.
Jill did have a Candy Striper dress on. It was a blue. It almost looked like she was the Candy Striper, and they are very helpful to the infirm and the.
It was quite a moment. Yeah, this isn't the moment, though. But it was at the. It was at
he had the jacket on there. Yeah.
And he was struggling to get the jacket on, and he went in a circle. It was really quite comic. We'll show it to you later. It's worth seeing.
Well,
but
Raymond,
the diversion here should not be overlooked.
I think that again, this is a time for people who love our country, love our representative democracy, respect our Constitution, to take a breath, realize we've been through worse than this before, and we will get through this again. But when we get power back, it's time to hold everyone accountable. The military leadership, the civilian leadership, the civil service, those in Congress who've abused their power, all of them have to be held accountable. All of them. It can't be this nice guy routine where we're just, let's be friends.
Justice must be blind, and those who are reporting have to do so with as much truth as possible as well, and not from an ideological perspective.
All right, Raymond, thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.